Hey guys, you're listening to the Energy of the Untamed Heart podcast, where we talk about uncaging your divinely gifted wild heart to be as free and expansive as you were born to be. My goal is to use our stories, guest interviews, and your questions to tease out what has been keeping your wild heart under wraps. I'm your host, Mielle Fox, and together we will shatter the myths of our old stories to set our wild heart free. So thanks for choosing you and showing up today. So here we are. This is holiday season Minisode number 2. And today I thought I would talk a little bit about why it's important to understand yourself and understand how you relate to yourself and to the world, especially during the holiday seasons, and to understand that there may be a piece of this that is actually divinely coded to who you are and how you are. And then I'm going to offer a couple little tips that might help you to navigate the challenges of the holiday season. So these challenges, when I say, oh my gosh, the challenges of the holiday season. So let me just step back and say for everybody, I love holidays. Holidays are like, who doesn't love a party? Who doesn't want to have fun? Who doesn't want to get a hug? Who doesn't want to give a hug? Hello. But there's so much that goes on in today's world that is associated with holidays that's a little on the ugly, that's a little on the distasteful, that doesn't always make me feel warm and fuzzy inside. There's also a piece of the holiday season that I struggle with because I am extremely emotionally aware of what goes on around me. Like, it really affects me deeply. I can walk into a room and very quickly have an extremely deep awareness of what is the feel, what is the energy in the room. I know that sounds a little woohoo, but it really isn't. It's an overall descriptor of people who are what we refer to as empaths and or highly sensitive persons. These are folks who are extremely tuned in, energetically keyed in, highly sensitive to the energetic expression of others around them and how it feels to their being, to their energetic body. And so you will hear superficially, like somebody may say, I'm an introvert. I can't stand being in large crowds. Oh, I get really anxious when I have to go to the store. Oh, if there's too much noise all around me, it's just overwhelming. Oh, I really feel like everybody's like, I can feel, Mrs. Smith's pain from 20 feet away, whatever the thing may be. Those are all indicators of people who experience emotional expression from outside of themselves and sometimes have difficulty drawing the line of what is mine and what is not mine. So with all due respect for everybody out there, this minisode is not to say you have to do it one way or another. I'm just here to offer my insight, possible suggestions, things that might help you navigate what's going on. So part 1 of this is, if you have any curiosity about what's the deal? Am I an empath? Am I one of these people that emotional regulation is very difficult for me? Any of those things. If you have interest, you can reach out. Just DM me. Happy to have a conversation. There are a lot of ways to assess if this is something that you experience ongoing and how can you work with it. It is actually a gift. It is not a curse. I know you may think it's a curse, but it's really not. It's a gift. Part of it may be learning how to establish guidelines for yourself, boundaries for yourself, what you can tolerate and not tolerate. Some of it may be having tools in your toolkit of how to, what we call ground or rebalance yourself so that you just don't feel the overwhelm, the flightiness, the anxiety, the worry, all of the symptoms that go along with being in the side of your nervous system that's connected and related to fight or flight, survival mode. Basically, those types of feelings that you get when you feel anxiety, overwhelm, worry, all of those feelings are all connected with that side of your nervous system. And so regulating your nervous system to a place that is allowing you a more harmonic response, a more balanced response, a place of rest, a place of peace and tranquility, that is the other side of your nervous system. And so there are different ways that you can work to keep yourself more grounded when you feel that things are getting a little bit beyond what you can manage. Part of that is, how do we navigate? How do we stay grounded? I'm going to keep all of these minisodes really short this week, but I just want to share a few tips with you because it can make a difference. You may have to go to an office party or a family gathering Or you may just have to go to the store or the mall, and the energy is so intense and people's temperaments are pretty variable at this time of year, shall I say. And it may help you to have some tools in your toolbox that can help you stay grounded. So the first thing I just want to talk about is understand yourself, know yourself, and determine what your boundaries are for yourself. Example, I have a friend who is very, very in touch with how her body feels, how her emotional stability feels for her. And over the holidays, that tends to get hijacked because many individuals in her community, her family, her surrounding area are not quite on the same page with her, and it makes it hard for her to stay long windows of time in that environment because it's too much stimulation. It's too much emotional stimulation. So by virtue of that, create a boundary for yourself. Maybe you don't go somewhere and stay for 2 weeks with family. Maybe you only stay a couple of days. Maybe you, if you have to stay in somebody's home, you find a way that you can close a door so you can take some downtime and do some breathing or read a book or remove yourself, actually physically remove yourself if need be so that you can kind of recharge, reset, rebalance. Practice and experience different kinds of deep breathing. There are a lot of breathing methods out there. The most common one is what we call box breathing, 4-second breathing. There are many, many kinds of breathing. You can Google a lot of this. There's YouTube videos on a lot of this, but teach and learn some breathing techniques that will help you to regulate, will help you to get out of that anxiety side of your nervous system back into the calm side of your nervous system. I would absolutely say take something that you can perhaps listen to some quiet music in the evening after dinner, in between visits, things that will allow you again to get your body more aligned to a frequency that is more soothing to your body, to your nervous system. There's also things like EFT, emotional freedom technique, tapping, that you can very quietly do this on your own, where you can tap on certain meridian points on your body that will just help to bring you to a calmer state. So there are a lot of things. If anybody has any particular questions, want to know any particular modalities, want to dig in any deeper, by all means, shoot me a DM. Let me know. Reach out. You can get me through Facebook, Instagram, Miel Fox. You can get me on the website, Foxton Energetics. You can get me through Messenger. Absolutely reach out. Let me know if you have further interest in this. But it is critical, especially when, you know, the old adage, you cannot control everything around you, but you can do what you need to do for yourself, basically. So if you're not able to rearrange everything around you to make things be the way they need to be for you, then you need to take the step to do what you know you need to do for yourself and set yourself up for success. And there's a way to do that and still enjoy all the beauty of the holidays, because this truly is a beautiful season. It's a celebratory season from many, many cultures, many different societal expressions of celebration. It's a time of celebrating Yule and the changing of the seasons. It's really a beautiful time if you choose to lean into that, and having the awareness of how to navigate some of the not so pretty sides of the holiday because of the way our world works today, I think can be super helpful. So I'm going to call this a wrap on Minisode number 2, and I hope you're enjoying your week. Tune in. There'll be more Thursday and Friday this week. Wednesday is a release of a guest episode, so I will not release a minisode for Wednesday, but certainly tune in, because that will be a guest episode with Pamela Lee Lynch, our spiritual librarian and publisher of a new book, Beyond the Shift, and that's going to be a really great episode. So by all means, check back in, tune in for the next minisode. Love you guys.